Hello everyone, how are you all? In today's video we will consider some statement sums, and these are very important from the examination point of view also. So first question is how we can convert the statement in a quadratic equation, and then we will solve by the methods I have already told you. So our main aim is to convert the statement in a quadratic equation. So first question is the sum of squares of two consecutive, the sum of squares of two consecutive natural numbers is 313. Natural numbers, these are n, natural numbers is 313. Find the numbers. We have to find the numbers. In these type of statement sums, we always need to suppose something x, and x, that is very important, because here it is given the sum of the squares of two consecutive natural numbers. The numbers are consecutive, means one after one. If we are taking natural numbers, we know natural number starts from 1 to infinity, 1 2 3 4, all are natural numbers, and we have to consider consecutive. Consecutive means one after one. If we are having suppose 2 as a natural number, so the next natural number should be our 3. Consecutive means one after one. 2 3 4, they all are consecutive. So in these type of questions we always need to suppose some x, and that is very important. How we can suppose x? Let first number, if the first number is x, then the other number should be x plus 1, because they are consecutive natural numbers, x plus 1. And it is the condition is given to us the sum of squares of, means we have to take the square of both the numbers and then we need to add, and it is given equal to 313. Again, the sum of squares of, so first of all we need to take the squares of both the numbers, and then sum of, we have to add. Sum means we need to add both the numbers, and then we are getting it equal to 313. I think you got the point how we can convert the statement in a quadratic equation. Now simply we will solve it. It will be x square, and it is x plus 1 whole square, that is a plus b whole square, and we know that a plus b whole square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So x plus 1 whole square becomes x square plus 1 square, that is equal to 1, plus 2ab, that is 2 into x into 1, that is 2x, equals to 313. Now x square plus x square, it becomes 2x square, plus it becomes 2x, and this 1 minus 313 equal to 0, because we brought all the terms in the left hand side, right hand side becomes 0. We want to make it a quadratic equation. Minus 312, 2x square plus 2x minus 312 equal to 0. Now throughout we can cancel by 2, because 2 is there in the every term. This implies x square plus x minus 156 equal to 0. Now there are many ways to solve this quadratic equation. One way we know we can solve it by completing the square, but that method seems little bit typical and lengthy, and one is factorization and other is quadratic formula, but it's a simple calculation. First of all, first step we are doing that we are taking a into c. Here minus 156 is product, and we have to brought two numbers such that their sum should be 1 here. I already explained how we can solve by factorization method. You can go to that video and you can see from there the detail. Now I am taking minus 156. First of all, we will start from 2, and we see the gap is too much. Then we will come to 5, we can't divide. We will come to 10, we can't divide. Now we will take 11, 12. 12 ones are 3. So factors we are getting 12 into 13, but this implies x square plus 13x minus 12x minus 156. We have to choose the sign very properly, like because here is a plus 1. So we have to choose the numbers like this. The larger number should be 13x positive. If we are not taking the larger number positive, if we are taking the larger number negative, we will get minus x, and that is not our requirement. Our requirement is plus x. So x square plus 13x minus 12x minus 156 equals to 0. Now we can take x as common. So x plus 13 minus 12 common, x plus 13 equals to 0. Now totally we can take x plus 13 as common, and inside we are having x minus 12 equals to 0. So x is equal to minus 13 or 12. So there are two possibilities, x is equal to minus 13 or 12, but here it was given in the question the sum of the squares of two consecutive natural numbers, and natural numbers we have to take. This means x is not equal to minus 13. It is not possible. So x is equal to minus 13 not possible, because it is not a natural number, it is an integer. So we have to consider the value x is equal to 12, and the first number was x, the other number should be 12 plus 1, because we have to find both the numbers. X is equal to 12, other number is equal to 12 plus 1, 13. Therefore two numbers are 12 and 13. See, they are both consecutive numbers, and when if you want to verify, you can verify very easily. When you are taking the square, 12 square plus 13 square, you are getting 313. So you can verify also. Then you will be very confirm about your answer. No doubt will be there. So I think you understood how we can convert a statement in a quadratic equation, and by using the previous method you can solve them very easily. The other example is the sum of two numbers is 15. If the sum of their reciprocals is 3 by 10, find the number. So like previous example, we will suppose one number. Let first number is equal to x, and it is given that sum of two numbers is 15. Suppose I am taking one number as 8, then the other number will be 7, because we know the sum of the two numbers, and if we know the first number, secondly we can automatically find, there is no problem. So if I am supposing the first number, the other number automatically we will get, and that will be 15 minus x. First number is equal to x, the other number is 15 minus x. This we will bring from the condition the sum of two numbers is 15. So the first condition we have used up to here. Now we will come to the second condition. It is given that if the sum of their reciprocals is 3 by 10, first of all we have to take their reciprocal. You can write like according to question, 1 by x. Reciprocal of x is 1 by x and reciprocal of 15 minus x is 1 by 15 minus x, and the sum of their reciprocal, first we are taking their reciprocals and then we are taking their sum, and it is given equal to 3 by 10. This is the condition. Main thing to convert a statement to an equation is that how wisely we are using the equation. 1 by x plus 1 by 15 minus x is equal to 3 by 10. Now we know it is a fraction, and how we can solve a fraction? By taking the LCM. So x into 15 by x, this is their LCM. When we will divide by this, we are getting 15 minus x, 1 into 15 minus x plus. Now divide with 15 minus x, we are having x, and x we are multiplying with this 1, we are getting again x equals to 3 by 10. X and x gets cancelled, we are left with 15 upon 15x minus x square equals to 3 by 10. Now taking cross multiply. Whenever we are having equality of two fractions, we are normally solving them by taking their cross multiplication. So first we will multiply this equation by 3. We will get 45x minus 3x square equals to 150. Throughout we can divide by 3. 15x minus x square equals to 50. 15x minus x square equal to 50, and we are taking this term to that side. X square minus 15x plus 50 equals to 0. So we got a quadratic equation, x square minus 15x plus 50 equal to 0, where c is equal to 50, and we have to brought two numbers such that their product should be such that their sum should be minus 15 and their product should be 50 if we are solving this equation by factorization method. Because the numbers are very small, we can easily use factorization method. If the quantities are larger and it seems difficult to make the factors, then we generally use quadratic formula. So here we can easily use factorization method. Our product is 50. We have to bring two numbers such that their sum should be 15. We will start from 2. 25, see gap is too much, we will go to this 5 into 10, 50, and their sum is minus 50. From here we can do x square minus 10x minus 5x. We can split this minus 15 like x square minus 10x minus 5x plus 50 equals to 0. Now x common, x minus 10 minus 5 common, x minus 10 equals to 0. This implies x minus 10 throughout common, and we are left with x minus 5 equal to 0. This implies x is equal to 10 or 5. We are having x is equal to 10 or 5. So first number we can take, if we are taking first number as 10, the other number will be 15 minus 10, that is 5, and if we are taking first number as 5, the other number will be 15 minus 5, that is 10. So there is no problem, we can directly write the numbers are 10 comma 5. It doesn't matter which number should be on the first and the other number should be on the second position. It doesn't matter, it can be either 10 on the first position or 5 on the first position. So I think you got the concept how we can convert the statement, the sum of two numbers. Here this thing was very important, that first number we have to suppose and the other number we can get from their sum. The other number should be 15 minus x. Now we will consider one more example. Now our next question is, see carefully, this is quite different and typical question. A 2-digit number is such that the product of the digits is 18. We are having a 2-digit number. 2-digit number means we can have 63, we can have 72, like this. and it is given that the product of the digits is 18. This is possible for this case, like 6 into 3 equals to 18. It is given that the product of the digits is equal to 18. We are having a 2-digit number 63 and the product of the digits is equal to 18. So first condition we need to use first. Second condition is when 63 is subtracted from the number, the digits interchange their places, find a number. If we are having a number 63, how we can write this number? We can write this number as 10 into 6 plus 3. That is, there are two digits, one at the unit place. The number which occurs first, it is called the number at the unit place, and the number at the tens place. The number at the tens place, how we can split it? We can write it like 10 into 6 plus 3, that is 63. So whatever number is on the tens place, we have to multiply that number with 10 and we have to add the number which is at units place. So 10 into 6 plus 3, we can write it as 63. And whenever in the second condition it is given that they interchange their places. Interchange means 63, when interchange we can write it like 36. Interchange, a unit place comes at tens place and tens place comes at unit place. This is the interchange, and we can write it like 10 into 3 plus 6. 10 into 3 plus 6, again now it becomes 36. So how we will use in the form of variables? Let tens place digit. Suppose we are having tens place, it is x. So what will be our units place? Units place digit. Units place digit, here it will be 18 by x, because their product was given us as 18. Whenever we are multiplying x into 18 by x, we are getting 18. So their product becomes 18. So one number at tens place is x, so units place will be automatically 18 by x. Like in the previous example, we did like the sum of the numbers was given. One number we chose like x, so other number was 18 minus x. But here it is product, therefore we will take units place as 18 by x. So number become, in this type of question we have to find a number. What we will do? We will multiply the tens place digit and we will add the units place. So it becomes 10x plus 18 by x. Our number becomes 10x plus 18 by x. Our number becomes like this. Now when 63 is subtracted from the number, the digits interchange their places. When interchange number, new number. When interchange places, the new number will become, the unit place will come at tens place. So 10 into 18 by x, and tens place will come at units place. See carefully, our tens place was x, but here unit place will become x. So unit place we will add. Our unit place was 18 by x, now it becomes our tens place. So tens place we will multiply 10 into 18 by x plus x, that is 180 by x plus x. This is new number when we interchange the digits. Now condition is when 63 is subtracted from the number. The previous number, the original number was 10x plus 18 by x, and 63 is subtracted from this number. The digits interchange their places. So what we are getting? We are getting a new number in which the digits interchange their places, and that is equal to 180 by x plus x, because we already found that. I think you got the concept. If you are having any problem, I am telling again. I have already taken an example. Suppose we are having a number 36. Let the tens place digit x, the units place digit will be 18 by x, because the product of the numbers is given to us as 18. So automatically, suppose here 3 into 6 is equal to 18. If I am having one number, tens place number as 3, then what will be my unit place number? We will multiply this 18 by 3, that is 6. See here, we are getting here 6. So same here in the case of variables also, tens place digit we already know, unit place digit will be 18 by x. So number becomes, in this case, what will be our number? 10 into 3 plus 6. No problem. But if we are changing their places, so here unit place become x and tens place will become 18 by x. So we will multiply 10 into 18 by x plus unit place we will add 180 by x plus x. Now condition is given when 63 is subtracted from the number. Original number was our this number, and from this number 63 is subtracted and we get the number, new number, which interchange their places. After interchanging we got this. Now I think you understood fully. Just we have to solve it now, taking x LCM and here also x LCM. So it becomes 10x square plus 18 minus 63x equals to x LCM 180 plus x square, and because on the both denominator we are having xx, we can cancel them. Now 10x square minus x square, it becomes 9x square minus 63x plus 18 minus 180 minus 162. Because x gets cancelled, only numerator is left both side and we are transposing the whole equation to the left hand side. 10x square minus x square, it becomes 9x square minus 63x as it is, and 18 minus 180 is minus 162 equals to 0. We can throughout cancel by 9, x square minus 7x minus 18x. Throughout we cancel the whole equation by 9. Now we are left with x square minus 7x minus 18 equals to 0, and we can easily solve this equation by factorization method. Here product should be minus 18 and addition should be minus 7. So 2 into 9, easily we can take it, x square minus 9x plus 2x minus 18 equals to 0. The middle term is split it in two parts, minus 9x plus 2x. See, the sum is minus 7 and the product is minus 18. From here we can take x as common, x minus 9 plus 2 common, x minus 9 equals to 0. X minus 9 throughout common, x plus 2 equals to 0. This implies x is equal to 9 and x is equal to or minus 2. But what was our supposition? Our supposition was tens place digit is equal to x. Can a digit be negative? No. A digit number can be negative or positive. Suppose I am having 36 and I am saying minus 6 is negative and 3 is positive. Is it possible? No, we can never say like this. Total number we can say it is negative or positive, but we can never talk about a digit whether it is negative or positive. So a digit can't be negative. Therefore x cannot minus 2, x cannot be equal to minus 2. So only possibility, x is equal to 9, x is equal to 9 and units place will become 18 by 2. Units place will become 18 by 9, that is 2. So number become 10 into x, that is 10 into 90, and plus 18 by 9, that is 2. So our number is 92. This was our aim, to find the number. Now the question becomes little complicated, but if you understood the concept very nicely, there should be no problem for all of you. So a 2-digit number is little confusing, but I have told you 2-3 times. Again, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Now I will take some more examples. Now our next question is, 1/4 of a herd of camels was in forest. Twice of square root of camels were in mountains, remaining 15 were on the bank of river. Find a total number of camels. So we need to find here total number of camels, and what we need to find, that we generally suppose. So here we suppose, let total number of camels. It is little different. Every type of question I am taking, all categories of question which can be asked in the exam, I am taking. Let total number of camels is equal to x. From here we can see that 1/4 of a herd of camel was in forest. So in forest is equal to 1/4. 1/4 of total number of camels, it will become x by 4. Now second condition is, twice the square root of camels were in mountains. So in mountains, twice the square root of camels. Total camels were x. Square root of total camels is under root x, and twice is 2 root x. So in the mountain, camels were 2 root x, and remaining 15 were on the bank of river. On the bank of river, we know it is 15 number of camels were on the bank of river. We need to find total number of camels, and from here we can see that total number of camels were x. So we can add all categories, x by 4 plus twice of root x plus 15, it should be equal to x, because the total number of camels we know are x. Now it is not looking like a quadratic equation. We have to solve it, and here one extra thing is that we are getting our equation in root x. Till now we have not solved such type of question where our equation is in the form of under root. Here it is a new category, and how we can solve? We will first take the LCM. 4 x plus 8 root x plus 60 equals to x. So we will cross multiply. 4 into x will 4x is equal to, and this we will multiply with x plus 8 root x plus 60. So these are two equal equations. How we will solve? We will transpose our whole equation in the left hand side. So 4x minus x, from here sign will change, minus 8 root x minus 60 equals to 0, and it will become 4x minus x 3x minus 8 root x minus 60 equal to 0. Is it a quadratic equation? No, not now. It is not looking like quadratic equation, but in fact we can say that we can solve in the similar manner, because whenever we were having our degree here 2, we were having here 1, but here we are having our degree here 1. So similarly it is half here. So it is a quadratic equation, but now it is not looking like. We have to convert it in the form of quadratic equation. And how we can convert? We can convert it by putting root x is equal to y. Suppose I am taking root x is equal to y, I am converting this in another variable, say y. Now squaring both sides, whenever we square it, it becomes x and it becomes y square. So x is equal to y square and root x is equal to y. Now we will apply in this. This implies in place of x we will put y square minus 8y minus 60 equals to 0. Is it a quadratic equation now? Yes, definitely. Now it is looking also like a quadratic equation. In the previous step it was not looking like, and we converted it in quadratic equation. Now we will solve it by factorization method. Here 3, here minus 60, product will become minus 80 because minus 180. First we will take the product of A and C. It is minus 180, and we have to choose two numbers such that the product is this and addition is minus 8. It is very simple. 18 tens are directly we can use 3y square minus 18y plus 10y minus 60 equals to 0. This implies 3y we will take common, y minus 6 plus 10 common, y minus 6 equals to 0. Y minus 6 is throughout common, 3y plus 10 equals to 0. From here y is equal to 6 or y is equal to minus 10 by 3. We got two values of y, but whenever our y is equal to minus 10 by 3, x will be x is equal to y square, and whenever our y is minus 10 by 3, it will become whole square, that is 100 by 9. But our x, what was our x? X was total number of camels. Can the total number of camels be in fraction? Is it possible that our number of camels are in fraction, like we are having 33.3 camels? Is it possible? No. So x is equal to y is equal to minus 10 by 3 is not possible, and only option for y is equal to 6, and whenever our y is equal to 6, x will be y square, that is 6 square equals to 36. Therefore total number of camels, our question was to find the total number of camels. We need to find total number of camels, and here x is equal to y square is equal to 36, and we can't leave the question just here. Whenever we are finding y, it is just our supposition, it was not in the question. So we need to find the total number of camels, and that was our x. So ultimately we have to go up to x, and we have to find our x, where x is equal to y square. If you are leaving the question here that we got a quadratic equation and we are finding two values of y, that is not true, and that is not okay. We have to find the value of x, and that is we have to take the square again. 6 square is equal to 36. Therefore ultimately our answer is 36. Total number of camels were 36. So whenever you are finding, you can verify also in the forest. 36 by 4, that is 9 in the forest, and in the mountain 2 into under root of 36, that is 12, that is 21, and remaining are 15. So we are getting 36. So question is also verified. This means our question is completely correct. There is no problem in this question. Only my aim was to tell you how we can solve the under root type of equations. If you are getting such type of equation, how you can solve? First of all, you have to convert statement in equation, but further equation needs some more steps, and that I already told you. Now we will take some more different categories. I am taking every category and I am taking only one question. Remaining you can revise and you can ask if you have any doubt. Now next question is, the sum of the squares of two positive integers is 208. The sum of square of two positive integers means natural numbers. Integers is 208. But here 0 is also included. That's why they are not writing natural numbers. They are writing positive integers. The sum of square of two positive integers is 208. If the square of the larger number is 8 times the smaller one, if the square of larger one is 8 times the smaller one, find the numbers. Here we need to find, see the question carefully first. The sum of square of two positive integers is 208. If the square of larger one is 8 times the smaller one, so the larger number depends on the smaller one, therefore we need to suppose the smaller one. If we are supposing larger one, we can't find the smaller one easily. So the things, if the square of larger one is 8 times the smaller one, therefore we need to suppose smaller one. Let the smaller number is equal to x. Now if the square of larger one is 8 times the smaller one, here directly it is not given that a larger number is 8 times this. No, the different thing in this question is directly they are giving square of larger one. So we have to take square of larger 1. In other questions directly it was given larger number is equal to 8 times the smaller one, larger number is 8 more than the smaller one, like this. But here the difference is square of larger 1, they are directly giving this. So square of larger 1 we have to write it in the statement form. We can't write directly larger number is equal to this. Here we have to write square of larger 1 because we don't know what is our larger number here. So square of larger 1 is 8 times the smaller one. It is 8x, but initial condition was the sum of square of two positive integers. Sum of square of, so we need the square of both the numbers. Square of larger one we know, we need to find square of smaller one. Square of smaller one is equal to x square, because already smaller number is given. Smaller square of smaller number we found, that is x square. Square of larger number is itself given, it is equal to 8x. And sum of square of two positive integers, square of smaller number, square of larger number, it is equals to 208. Square of smaller, square of larger, 8x. It is not looking like in the form of square because it is the condition, and condition is like this, that it is 8 times a smaller one. Otherwise what we are doing in other questions, we are taking the square of larger number also. That is the difference only in this question and the previous ones. So x square plus 8x is equal to 208. X square plus 18x minus 208 equals to 0. This is our quadratic formula. This is our quadratic equation. Now for quadratic formula we need to find d first. Here d is equal to b square minus 4ac, that is 18 square minus 4 into 1 into 208. And 18 square, we will first find 18 square. 324. So I am telling you how we can use the quadratic formula. We got 1156 and our quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus under root d divided by 2a. So minus b. Here our b is plus 18, it will become minus 18 plus minus under root of 1156 divided by 2a. A is 1, so it will become 2 into 1, 1. So now our aim is to find under root of 1156. How we can find? I think you know, you all know how we can find the square root of any number, but just for recall I am telling you once again. 1156. So from the right hand side we are pairing it, one pair and this is second pair. If this term not getting pair, if suppose we are having three terms 956, so if single number as it is, it will be single, no problem, but from the right hand side we have to make the pairs. Now we have to choose such number that whatever number we are writing here, that number only should be here. So 2 2s are 4, it will be very small. Then 3 3s are 9, it is suitable. Now 4 4s are 16, 16 is more than 11, so we can't choose, and our appropriate number is 3 3s are 9. In this it is little bit different from division. For division we can use any number, 2 3s are, 3 4s are, but here we have to choose the, because it is square root of any number, we have to use square pairs. So whatever number we are writing here, that number only we can write here. So now subtract 11 minus 9, 2, and pair we have to bring down. We can't bring down the single number, we have to bring down the pair, 56. So now total number is 256. And what number we have to write here, by which we can divide it? Divisor we have to make. How we can make it? Whatever number we are writing here, we have to add 3 plus 3, 6. 6 is already here. Now we have to choose the next number, and whatever number we will write here, that number again we have to write here. Suppose I am choosing 1, 61. So I have to multiply 61 with 1, 61. It is not suitable. Suppose I am taking 2, 62. So I have to choose here also 2. I have to multiply this 62 with 2 only. That is also not suitable. Suppose I am taking 63, 3 3s are 9, 3 6s are 18, that is also not suitable. Suppose I am taking 4, so I have to choose 4. 256, because we know that D is in this form, definitely it should have perfect square. So we will choose 4 and we are getting 256. Otherwise there is no need that we divide by each and every number. How we can see, like in division we were checking, we were dividing 6 up to 25. 6 1s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18, 6 4s are 24, 6 5s are 30 is greater than this 25. So we will use 6 4s are, and if it is appropriate we will use 4. Otherwise we will come to the smaller number 63. So I have started from 1 just for your convenience and just for, because I am telling you for the first time how we used to find the square root. But you can check by here also 3 3s are 9, here 6 4s are 24. Like this you can check and you can try with that number directly, and if you are getting larger number you can take the smaller. So if 4 is not appropriate you can choose 3. So you can divide 63 with 3. I think this is okay for you. In the further question also, if there will be such type of question, I will explain again. Minus 18 plus minus 34. We got 34 here, divide by 2. Now there are two cases, minus 18 plus 34 divide by 2 and minus 18 minus 34 divide by 2. Here 16 divide by 2 minus 52 divide by 2, here 8 and here minus 26. But it is already mentioned in the question, the sum of the squares of two positive integers. Integers we have to use only positive. So we x is equal to minus 26 is not possible, because only positive integers we have to take. So here we will take x is equal to 8. I think you understood up to here. So our smaller number we got, it is x. Now further we have to find our larger number. It is mentioned that square of larger number. Square of larger number is 18x, that is 18 into 8. That is 144. Square of larger number is equal to 144. So larger number will be under root of 144, because if we are having x square is equal to 144, then x should be under root of this. Same thing is here. We have just written in the form of statement. Square of larger number is equal to 144. Larger number is equal to under root of 144 is equal to 12. We will consider only positive value, negative is not possible here. So larger number is equal to 12 and smaller number is equal to 18, and the sum of their squares is equal to 208. This was the question, and only thing that was different, that a larger number is not directly given in the terms of smaller number. It is given that the square of larger one is, so we have to write as it is square of larger one, and we need to find square of smaller one, and then just we need to add. And new thing I told you, how we can find the square root of numbers, if you forgot. Otherwise you have learnt all these things in the earlier classes also. See the next question, it is of fraction type. The denominator of a fraction is 1 more than twice the numerator. So denominator depends on the numerator. So in these type of questions, so we will suppose let numerator is equal to x. So denominator will become, the denominator of a fraction is 1 more than twice the numerator. Twice the numerator is 2x and denominator is 1 more than twice the numerator. So twice the numerator is 2x and 1 more is 2x plus 1. It is our numerator, it is our denominator. It is given. So our fraction becomes x by 2x plus 1 numerator, by denominator is our fraction. If the sum of fraction and its reciprocal, condition is sum of fraction is x upon 2x plus 1 plus its reciprocal, the reciprocal of this fraction will become 2x plus 1 divided by x. This is the given condition, sum of the fraction and its reciprocal is, it is given equal to 58 divided by 21. Find the fraction. So if we found x, we can easily write the fraction. So our aim is to find x, and we will solve it by taking the LCM. X 2x plus 1. By dividing 2x plus 1 we are getting x, so it becomes x square. Similarly it becomes 2x plus 1 whole square is equal to 58 divided by 21. After opening this bracket, it is a plus b whole square. It will become a square plus b square plus 2ab. This 4x divide by, here we will multiply 2x square plus x is equal to 58 divided by 21. This x square plus 4x square, it will become 5x square plus 4x plus 1. And in the denominator we are having 2x square plus x equals to 58 divided by 21. Now by cross multiplying, we will multiply this equation by 21 and this equation by 58. So after multiplying with 21 we are getting 105x square 84x plus 21 equals to now 116x square plus 58x is equal to, now we will convert, we are transposing all numbers to the right hand side. 116 minus 105 11x square plus, when it will go, it is greater number, minus sign will become minus 21 as 26x minus 21 equal to 0. So ultimately we got a quadratic equation 11x square minus 26x minus 21 equals to 0. Now we can solve it by all methods, but here I prefer quadratic formula because the numbers are greater and it will take so much time when you will factorize it. So I am preferring here quadratic formula. For that we will find d first, that is minus b square minus 4ac. After solving it, we are getting 1600. So our D is equal to 1600. You can solve it very easily. No problem in that. You have done so many questions. Now our quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b, that is 26, because b is equal to minus 26. Whenever you are taking minus b, it will become 26 plus minus under root of d divide by 2a, and a is here 11, so it will become 22, that is 26. And here it is very easy to find under root of 1600. This pair will give us 10 and this 16 will give us 4, so we are getting 40. 26 minus 40 divide by 22. Here 66 divided by 2 and minus 14 divided by 22. Here we are getting 3, and because it is negative, but it is already given that the x cannot be negative here, so we can't take this, and x itself here cannot be a fraction. We have to find x and then we will find the fraction. So our numerator in this case is equal to 3 and our denominator is equal to 3 2s are 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. So our fraction, here they are asking find the fraction. Fraction will become 3 by 7. So in such type of questions, whatever is given to us, we have to see carefully, and our supposition is very important. What we have to suppose? We have to suppose here numerator, because denominator depends on the numerator. We will make a fraction, and whatever condition is given to us, we will use that condition and we will come to a quadratic equation. After solving the quadratic equation, you can choose any method. You will get the value of x and ultimately we will find a fraction. I hope you like today's video. If you have any problem, please ask in the comment section. So see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye.